Jay. Here are tonight's stories. Top stories. President Barack Obama released a story statement today saying... Hang on. Oh, hold on, folks. Looks like we've got some breaking news here coming from North Korea. We now go live to the story from our very own Gene Poop. Gene!
Thanks, Rick. We have just received word from North Korean government that they are preparing to launch nuclear weapons at the United States of America.
Now, North Korea has made some ridiculous claims in the past. Can we take them seriously this time?
We don't have a choice, Rick. News is pretty slow today, so we're just gonna roll with it.
Got it. Okay, now, North Korea... Did North Korea say when they would launch those missiles at U.S. soil?
They did not release a specific date, but they did say, and I quote, "We vow to destroy America, the sworn enemy of North Korea. And now, finally, we can fulfill our destiny. Our mighty dragons will conquer the Western demon with a sweep of hellfire and justice." End quote.
Okay, Gene, did they mean literal dragons, or was that just a metaphor?
We have to assume they mean actual dragons, Rick. In the past few years, North Korea has proved the existence of unicorns and invented the cheeseburger. This is the logical next step for them.
Gene, I'm getting a tweet here. User at buttstuff420 has a very valid question. Is America prepared for a nuclear dragon attack?
Wow, I don't think so, Rick. The U.S. military can easily shoot down warheads using surface to air missiles. But, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe dragons are immune to fire and most explosives.
Pretty common knowledge there, yes. This is a very, very serious and dire news for America, Gene.
Rick, it really could be a game changer for North Korea. The world is just not ready for a war fronted by dragons and unicorns. If we only had found the dragon lair before they did.
If only, Gene, we would all live in a safer world. So, will the dragons be carrying nukes in their giant dragon claws, or what would you say their role in all this is?
Yeah, they didn't mention it. They didn't mention the dragons again, Rick, but they did mention that the unicorns will be armed with flamethrowers.
That is terrifying and probably completely real.
Absolutely real. Rick, I wouldn't report it if it wasn't. I'm a journalist, goddammit. I have integrity.
Perhaps we should all burrow underground to avoid the eventual onslaught of the great Korean nation's dragon cavalry.
I thought the same thing, Rick. Everyone knows that if dragons ever go below sea level, they will turn into nukes.
Of course.
However, it has been reported that the Korean government has employed the work of dwarves.
Now, the dwarves don't seem like much of a threat, Gene.
Sure, we might be able to hold them off, but if they mine deep enough, they will unleash the Belt Rock. And we wouldn't stand a chance, Rick.
Yes, I forgot about the Balk Rock. This is even more serious than I thought.
Super serious.
Well, thank you so much for that story, Gene. We go now to what's left of our investigative journalism department, where the only surviving member, Gymnasium, is hard at work on this story. How many dragons are we talking about here, Jim?
Thanks, Rick. I searched Google for dragons in North Korea, but I didn't find anything of note.
Okay, I'm sorry, Jim. Is that the whole story there?
That's about it. Well, I did watch How to Train Your Dragon.
Okay, and how was that?
Oh, it's really good, Rick.
So I have heard. Okay, we now go over to Gorgot Bull, our dungeon master. Gorgot, what are the chances against these dragons? Can we maybe sneak up on them and try to take their gold?
Rick, I'm rolling with a D20 for a skill check of thievery with my intelligence modifier plus 12 for America. Oh, critical fail. This is not good news.
Hey! Stop playing your games for 1 minute and come upstairs and say hello to your grandmother!
Oh, I told you, Mom! I told you I'm doing the news!
Back to you, Rick. Tell Nancy I said hi. Well, it looks like we might be doomed. We turn now to our senior fashion correspondent, Jamie Cox.
Thanks, Rick.
Jamie, it seems inevitable that in only a matter of days we'll be bowing before Kim Jong-un and his dragon horde. What should he wear for his victory speech?
I think it would be a mistake to wear the now iconic military suit his father, Kim Jong-il, made famous when he was ruler. This is a new era for Kim Jong-un. He needs to make a statement. I think a subtle Armani suit with paisley and wrinkled tie would really make the right impression. Paisley is very and right now. It's okay, I mean business, but we're gonna have a good time too, which is important when you're taking over a country.
Fascinating stuff. We turn now to Cheryl Nancy Noosa, our senior news correspondent. Cheryl, some people would say not having legitimate investigative journalism, speculating about the fashion of famous world leaders and their wives, and over-sensationalizing news stories is not news and disgraceful to the world of journalism. Is that true?
Absolutely not, Rick! This is serious! Everything we say is news because we are a news channel and we say it is the news! The name of our show is The News!
Makes sense to me. That's why you're the best, Cheryl.
News!
We will be covering this developing story for the rest of the day, and maybe the rest of the week, unless we can think of something better to make up. In the meantime, I'm Rick O'Shea, and this has been The News.